What's going on, Jeromes? So your Minnesota Vikings have had history of not only great defensive linemen, but great defensive tackles specifically. Alan Page, John Randall, one of the greatest UDFAs of all time. Kevin Williams, who should be in the Hall of Fame, as well as great nose tackles like Pat Williams. Let's go. Texas A&M, baby. As well as Linval Joseph. I miss Linval so much. Yeah, and the Vikings last couple of years have not been solid along the defensive interior, and the Vikings definitely could add an infusion both in the draft because it's a very solid interior defensive line draft this year, especially in the middle rounds. Also, free agency. We've got to find a way to get back to having the meets, as well as just that quick interior pass rush, which is in vogue right now. It's something that the Vikings have been missing for a long time. And yeah, there's lots of free agency options out there, including another Texas A&M Aggie, the pride of formerly of Baltimore, Justin Madubuike. Potentially going to hit free agency, may work out a long-term deal with Baltimore. Although that's not really the Ravens' thing. Like, the Ravens will just draft a guy in the front seven, make him make his bones there, and then he gets signed to a big-time free agent deal somewhere else, and then they get a comp pick, and then they just reload. That's what the Ravens do. They're a model franchise. It is what it is. But the Vikings should and could be interested in Madubuike as a free agent. And ESPN, the brain trust over there, Aaron Schatz, fantastic. Did up a key free agency move for all 32 teams. Yes, Kirk Cousins goes to the Falcons in this article, but it's not really the focus here. But more importantly, Vikings do land Madubuike in free agency. This is what Schatz wrote. Defensive end Jonathan Bullard is a free agent, while 30-year-old Dean Lowry missed half last season with a pec injury and only had half a sack over the last 2 years, so ye gone. The Vikings defense improved significantly last season, but could use improvement at 5 technique defensive end. Enter Madubuike, who could play either a 3-tech tackle, or a 5-tech end in a breakout season. He had 13 sacks with a career high 56 combined tackles, was named second team All-Pro. He's a powerful pass rusher who is also a strong run defender. So minor things that the Vikings certainly could need. And of course, this goes way back. So the channel is starting to get to the point where some of these guys are churning up in free agency and getting to their second contracts. Were draft crushes of ours. April 6, 2020. Wonder what we were doing. Probably staying home. Anyways, but yeah, we loved him coming out of Texas A&M. Quick ass first step, and Madubuike was a type of player that was going to develop more in the NFL, and he certainly has done that. Where initially just working his way in the Ravens front seven, had a nice 2022 season, but really blew up in 2023. And he's only 26 years young, 6'3", 300. Ended up being a third-round pick, number 71 overall, out of Texas A&M by the Ravens, and the breakout was last year. 56 tackles, career high, 13 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 77 pressures, as well as second team All-Pro. I mean, dude was just an absolute stud in a contract year, and he's only going to continue to grow and show as he enters the prime of his career. Now, SpotRack estimates his market value at $20.3 million per season, which seems like a lot. Actually, it could even be more, given the cap going up higher than people expect, but that is the going rate of premier interior rushers, and Madubuike certainly hit it at the right time. Now, Christian Wilkins will be out there too. Chris Jones will be out there as well. But with Madubuike, I feel like he's a better interior pass rusher than Wilkins, even though Wilkins does have the Flores connections going back to Miami. And Chris Jones is going to be 30, even though he's an absolute force. And frankly, I think he has 4 or 5 years of his prime left. But I would rather pay Madubuike $20.3 per year versus Chris Jones, who's probably going to get 30. It is what it is. And also, since it's Combine Week, just throwing it back, just the 40 was great. The 10-yard split was fantastic. 3-cone was elite. 9.32 out of 10 on the RAS. But, of course, put up 31 bench, too. But, yes, he did come in a little bit undersized. Did add some good weight with the Ravens. And he's turned himself into one of the better interior pass rushers in the game. And plays with great strength, great leverage. Again, sometimes being short and squatty when you're in the interior can actually be a benefit, where you're not having to lunge so much. That's why I actually think that Oliudo didn't work out at guard, since he is taller and has longer arms. So Oliudo's 6'5" with 35, 36-inch arms. If he would have been 6'2", 6'3", with 33, 34-inch arms, it might have been better for him. But he has developed into one of the premier pass rushers. Just immediate, quick first step pressure. Pass rush creativity is there. I mean, he'll hit you with a spin. He'll hit you with the Euro step. He'll hit you with the bull rush. He'll hit you with everything, man. Plus positional versatility. So, like Schatz said, could step in day one as the 5-tech, and he can do both jobs of a 5-tech, of absorb bodies for the edge rushers or linebackers, or get his own pressure, which is extremely important because, I love that Flores blitzed the highest percentage in the league last year. But if you can get home with 4, that is a great competitive advantage if you're able to consistently drop 7, potentially 8 in coverage. Also, he can kick inside when the Vikings go 2 or 4 man down on the D line. Plus, open field lateral speed, can cover a lot of ground. He is a plus athlete, and I do think that he would be worth the money, especially if it's a spot where the Vikings don't bring back Kirk Cousins and maybe don't even bring back Danielle Hunter. They are going to have some cap space to play with. They currently have 36.6 if you include the dead void year cap hits from Kirk and Danielle, as well as Marcus Davenport. But it's a spot where, he is going to be expensive, but I think the juice certainly would be worth the squeeze with Madubuike. But like we said, certainly interested in Wilkins, mild interest in Jones if the price is right, and also certainly hit things in the draft. Like, if you came away with Madubuike and Byron Murphy II in this draft, or Chris Jenkins from Michigan, or Tavondre Sweat playing nose in the mid rounds from Texas, Aruka Ororo is a guy that I love too out of Clemson. I mean, you could be good to go. And the Vikings turning a glaring weakness into a strength in one off season, be beautiful for the Vikings defense. But your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN says that Justin Madubuike and the Vikings fit. Makes sense. Make it happen. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.